My beloved child, listen closely, and don't skip. There's something you were never supposed to hear, but it reached the heavens, and now it's reaching you. Stay till the end, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you look at someone forever, and it's not what your mind expects. This isn't gossip, this is truth slipping out, at the exact moment your soul is ready to receive it. My child, your special person was sitting with another woman today. Not in a crowd, not in passing, but close enough for words to carry weight. She leaned in, and asked a question she had no right to ask. And your person had a choice in that moment: protect you, hide you, or honor you. And instead of tearing you down, they shocked the entire room, by lifting you up, in a way they've never dared to say to your face. Here's what they told her, and listen carefully. They said you're not who people assume you are. They said you're rare, different, the one person who stayed, when they didn't deserve it. They admitted you carried them through storms, they never confessed out loud. They even said something that revealed the part of them they try so hard to keep hidden. No matter how much pain I caused, they still loved me. My child, that sentence alone is proof your love left fingerprints on their spirit. Then the woman asked something sharp, something bold, something dangerous. So why are you scared of them? And your person went quiet. Their face changed, their voice dropped, and they whispered a truth so heavy, it made the air feel still. Because if I ever lose them completely, I'll never find someone like them again. Don't skip, that wasn't drama, that was fear speaking through honesty. The woman laughed, not because it was funny, but because she couldn't understand it. Then why don't you go back? And my child, your person didn't have a quick answer. They looked down, like someone who suddenly felt the weight of every choice they made. Their hands shook just a little, and then they said the truth: they've been hiding behind silence. I think I hurt them too much, and I'm terrified they won't take me back. Stay till the end, because this fear explains why they keep watching you from a distance. My beloved child, they confessed something deeper than love. They confessed regret. They admitted you are the one person their heart still reaches for when they can't sleep. They admitted they distance themselves, not because they don't care, but because caring for you scares them more than losing anyone else ever has. And when that woman finally asked, "Do you still love them?" your person didn't speak right away. Their breath changed, their eyes got wet, and then they said it clear as day. Yes, more than I should. If your chest tightened right now, that's your spirit recognizing truth. Then she asked the final question: so what are you waiting for? And my child, the answer hit like lightning. Your person said, I'm waiting for the day they stop hurting, so when I show up, I don't reopen the wound I caused. Listen to me closely, they know you're healing, they've been paying attention. They act cold, but their heart is watching. If they've been popping into your mind lately, if your intuition keeps whispering their name, it's because the connection didn't die, it just went quiet. My beloved child, don't skip, because what happens next is what they never wanted to admit out loud. After they confessed all this, the woman stared at them and said, "You talk about them like they were your whole world. And your person didn't fight it, they didn't deny it, they just closed their eyes, and whispered. They were. That's not a casual sentence, that's a soul speaking without armor. And when she asked, then why did you let them go? Your person didn't blame you, didn't blame timing, didn't blame life. They said one line, that exposed everything. I didn't let them go, I let my fears win. My child, that's why it felt like they loved you, but couldn't hold you. Their heart wanted you, their fear couldn't handle the responsibility of your love. Then the woman pushed again, do you think they miss you? And your person said. I hope they do, but I gave them reasons not to. Do you hear that? They know what they did, they know what they cost you. And it's eating them alive in the quiet. If you've ever wondered whether they understand your pain, they do. They just don't know how to face it, without feeling exposed. She asked, if you could tell them one thing right now, what would it be? And your person whispered, the message heaven carried straight to you. I'm sorry, and I'm grateful for everything they were. Then she said softly, you still love them. This time your person didn't hesitate. They said, I never stopped. My beloved child, that confession wasn't for the woman, that confession was for truth itself. But here's the part that changes everything. When she asked again, then why don't you go back? Your person finally admitted, the deepest fear behind the distance. Because they deserve someone who never risks losing them. Child, they believe you are too precious to gamble with, too rare to mishandle, too pure to repeat the same mistakes with. And even though they want you, they're scared they can't become the version of themselves you deserve. So hear me clearly, my beloved child. This story isn't ending the way it began. Because what's happening now is bigger than confession. It's the start of a decision. In the next days, you will feel a shift, a message you didn't expect, a moment where their pride breaks, a sign that lands right on your heart. And when it happens, don't react from old pain, respond from your new strength. Because this time, you won't be begging for clarity, you'll be choosing what protects your peace. If this message touched your spirit, don't keep it to yourself, like this, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe, so you don't miss the next one. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $10. Stay till the end, because the answer to that question is the moment your whole reality shifts. When the woman asked, what are you really afraid of? Your person didn't speak at first. Their throat tightened, their eyes got glossy, like they were holding back years of truth. And then they whispered. I'm afraid that if I go back, I'll ruin them again. Don't skip, that wasn't an excuse, that was guilt finally taking off its mask. Listen closely, because what they said next is the part they never planned to admit out loud. Your person looked down at their hands, like they couldn't believe what they were about to say. Then they confessed. I wasn't scared of love, I was scared of being loved, the way they loved me. Stay till the end, child, they knew your love was real, they knew you didn't play games. And that's why it terrified them, because real love demands real change. Here's the twist that will hit you right in your chest, so don't scroll now. The woman asked, "So why didn't you change when you had them?" And your person's voice cracked. "Because I didn't believe I was worth the kind of love they gave." Don't skip, they weren't running from you, they were running from the mirror you held up, the version of them that could be better, but didn't know how to become it. Wait, because the next line is the one that made even the woman stop breathing for a second. Your person said, "They didn't just love me, they saw me." And then they swallowed hard, like the truth tasted bitter. And I hated myself, because I knew I wasn't treating them the way they deserved. Stay till the end, this wasn't about pride, this was about shame. The kind of shame people hide behind silence. Don't skip, because the woman asked one question that forced the truth to completely spill. She said, "If you love them that much, why are you still sitting here, instead of going to them?" And your person whispered, "Because I don't know if they still have space for me in their heart." Their eyes dropped, their voice got small, and if I hear no from them, I don't know if I can survive that. Stay till the end, child, they're not fearless, they're scared of consequences. Now listen carefully, because this part reveals what's really happening behind the scenes in your connection. Your person admitted that they've been watching you from a distance. Checking your profile, rereading old messages, listening to songs that remind them of you. And then they said something so raw, the woman couldn't even respond right away. "I miss them in ways I can't explain, and I regret it in ways I can't undo." Don't skip, that's not casual emotion, that's someone haunted by love they couldn't handle. Here comes the moment that changes everything. "So stay with me," the woman said. "You keep talking like you're already too late." And your person answered, "Because I can feel them slipping away. Their breathing got heavier, I can feel them healing, and the more they heal, the more I realize, I might not get another chance. Stay till the end, they know you're not the same person anymore, they know you're growing." Don't scroll, because this next part is the biggest clue about what could happen next. The woman asked, "So what are you going to do?" And your person stared ahead, like they were finally making a decision. "I'm going to stop being a coward." Their voice shook, "I'm going to show up, even if it scares me." Stay till the end, child, that is the energy of someone who's tired of losing you silently. Now listen, because they said one sentence that proves your impact was never small. Your person whispered, "They were my home, and I treated home like it was replaceable." Don't skip, that's the truth that broke them. And then they added, "If they let me speak to them one more time, I'll tell them everything, no games, no pride, just truth." Stay till the end. This is where the universe starts moving. So don't skip now. Because the woman leaned closer, and said, "If you go back, what would you say first?" And your person didn't hesitate. They said, "I would say I finally understand what I lost." Their voice broke, and I'm willing to do the work, to deserve them. Child, the reason your chest feels tight right now, is because your spirit is picking up on something real. The energy of return. Stay till the end, because the final revelation is quiet but powerful. After all that, your person went silent again. And the woman thought the conversation was over. But your person whispered under their breath, so low it almost didn't sound like words. God, please don't let them forget me. Don't skip. That's not someone who moved on, that's someone praying to the universe, for one more moment. And here's what you need to understand, my beloved child. Before this ends, whether they come back or not, your value doesn't change. Whether they apologize or not, your love was real. And whether they're ready or not, you are still protected. If their return is meant to heal you, it will happen gently. If it's meant to test you, you'll feel the warning instantly. Stay with your peace, stay with your power. Because the same love they're scared to lose, is the same love that proves, you were never hard to love. You were just too rare, for someone who wasn't ready. They shook their heads slowly, not because they didn't want you anymore, but because they finally understood something painful. No, they said, voice low, almost trembling. It can't go back, because I can't be the same person who hurt them. Don't skip, stay till the end. This is where the truth turns into a decision. Here's the part that hits like a wave, the woman asked. So what do you see when you think about their future? Your person swallowed hard, eyes getting glossy. And admitted. I see them glowing, I see them becoming everything they were always meant to be. Stay till the end, child, because your person isn't imagining you broken anymore, they're imagining you free. And then came the confession that stunned even the woman. I see them with someone who protects their peace. Your person whispered, someone who doesn't play games, someone who shows up. Don't skip, the woman leaned back and said. That sounds like you want it to be you. Your person didn't deny it, they just said. I want to be that, but I don't know if I'm allowed. Now listen, because this is where the energy shifts. The woman asked, if you could rebuild it, what would you do differently? And your person answered, like they'd been rehearsing it in their soul. I'd stop being prideful, I'd communicate, I'd choose them, even when I'm scared, I'd love them out loud. Stay till the end, because those words aren't fantasy, they're repentance. Then the woman asked the question that cornered their heart. Do you think they still care? Your person inhaled sharply, and said. I don't know, but I feel them sometimes. Like a tug, like we're still connected. Don't skip, and child, if you felt random flashes of them, sudden memories, or that strange heaviness at night, that's what they're talking about. Here's what nobody expected, your person admitted they've been preparing for this moment. I've been writing messages and deleting them. They said, I've been practicing what I'd say, if they answered. Stay till the end, child, because this isn't casual, this is someone trying to become worthy of the love they once mishandled. And then this is the line that changes everything. Your person looked at the woman, and said. I don't want to come back to take. I want to come back to give. Don't skip, even if they never trust me again, I want them to know they mattered, I want them to know I see them. The woman went quiet, and asked. So when are you doing it? Your person paused, then said. Soon, before someone else convinces them they were never hard to love. Stay till the end, because that's their real fear, not losing you to a person. Losing you to your own healing. And child, here is the most cinematic part. Your person confessed they've been watching your growth from afar, and it scares them. They look stronger, they said. Like they finally chose themselves. And I'm proud, but I'm also terrified. Don't skip, because if they're that strong now, they might never look back. Then the woman leaned in, and asked. If they shut the door, will you accept it? Your person's voice broke. I'll respect it, they said. But I'll regret it forever. Stay till the end, child, because they were home, and I treated home like it would never leave. Now listen closely, because this is where the universe steps in. Your person whispered, almost like a prayer. If I get one chance, I'll spend every day proving I'm safe. Don't skip, and that's when the woman said something that hit them like lightning. Then stop talking about it and go. Your person nodded slowly, as if something finally clicked. I will, they said. Not to beg, but to be honest. Stay till the end. And child, the way they ended that conversation, is the reason your spirit is shaking right now. They whispered. I don't want a new love, I want to heal the love I broke. So if you've been feeling a shift, if you've been sensing their energy circling back, if you've been dreaming of them, or seeing signs, or feeling your heart randomly tighten, it's because a decision is being made in the unseen. Don't skip, stay till the end. Because the next time they show up, it won't be with excuses, it will be with truth. And here's the warning that protects your heart. Just because they're coming back, doesn't mean you should run back. Don't skip, stay till the end. Your worth is not a reward for their regret. If they return, it must be with consistency, not sweet words. With changed actions, not temporary emotion. So if this is hitting you right now, do one thing for me. Tap like, so this message reaches the next heart that needs clarity. And subscribe, if you want more guidance like this. Stay with me, child, because the ending matters. When they finally reach out, you'll recognize it instantly. Not because it's dramatic, but because it's honest, direct, and humble. And whether you choose to open the door, or keep it closed, you will be the one in control this time. That's the real shift. Hold your breath, because this is the exact moment the truth turns into a decision. After your person whispered that they still wanted a lifetime with you. The woman didn't rush them, she didn't judge them, she just watched their face, and noticed something terrifyingly honest. This wasn't just love anymore, this was fear. Not fear of you rejecting them, but fear of time running out, fear that one day they'll look up, and you'll be completely gone, and they'll have no one to blame except themselves. Listen carefully, because the turning point didn't happen in a romantic scene, it happened in silence. Your person admitted there was a day, they saw you smiling without them. Not fake smiling, not I'm okay smiling, real peace. And in that second, something inside them broke open. Because they realized you weren't waiting anymore, you were healing, you were moving forward. And they understood the hardest truth of all. You can still love someone, and still learn how to live without them. Stay right here, because the moment that shattered them was smaller than you think, but heavier than anything. Your person said. It wasn't your words that destroyed them, it was your absence. The way you stopped explaining, the way you stopped asking why, the way you stopped begging for clarity, the way you stopped giving them access to your softness. That quiet shift made them realize you weren't weak, you were done bleeding in the same place. Now lean in, because this is the confession they never wanted anyone to hear out loud. Your person admitted there was a night they opened their phone to text you. Just one message, just one sentence, but their hands froze, because they didn't know who you were now. The version that still loved them, or the version that finally chose peace. That uncertainty hit them like punishment. Because they realized the power had shifted, and for the first time, they weren't in control of how things end. Don't move, because the woman asked one question that cracked them completely. She looked straight at your person and said, "What was the moment you knew you can't let them go?" And your person didn't say when we were together, they didn't say when we kissed, they didn't say when they left, they said something colder and deeper. When I imagined my future without them, and it felt empty, even if I was winning. That's when they understood your love wasn't a chapter, it was the foundation. Feel that pause, because what came next wasn't emotion, it was regret speaking like truth. Your person told her. I thought I could replace them with time, I thought distractions would make me forget, I thought if I kept moving it would stop hurting. But then they admitted the truth. No matter who they meet, no matter where they go, no matter what they achieve, it always circles back to you. And the woman saw it, your person wasn't holding on to a memory, they were holding on to a future they ruined too soon. Stay till the end, because this next line explains why they've been silent for so long. Your person admitted. I don't know how to return without reopening their wounds. They confessed they've been waiting for the perfect moment, but the truth is, they were hiding. Because if they reach out, and you don't respond, they'll have to face what they already fear. That you finally chose yourself, and you chose a life where you no longer accept halfway love. Watch closely, because the woman didn't comfort them, she confronted them. She said, if you keep waiting, someone else is going to love them the way you should have. And your person's eyes filled with panic. Not jealousy, panic. Because deep down, they know it's true. You're rare, you're loyal, you're real. And once someone else recognizes that fully, they won't get another door, they won't get another opening, they won't get another chance. Here's where everything flips. Because your person finally admitted what they've been denying. They whispered. I didn't lose them to another person, I lost them to the pain I caused, and the healing they did without me. And right there, they realized the real loss isn't you leaving, the real loss is you becoming strong enough to never come back. The real loss is you learning your worth so deeply, that even love can't convince you to return to disrespect. And don't skip now, because the final truth isn't about love, it's about timing. Your person looked at the woman, and said, if I don't show up soon, I'll become a lesson in their life, not a partner. And child, that's the moment they finally understood. Your worth isn't waiting for their readiness. Your worth is moving forward, with or without them. You are not a pause, you are not a backup plan, you are not a maybe one day. You are the kind of love that only comes once. And once it's gone, it doesn't return the same. Stay with me, because this is the moment. Your person made a promise inside their own heart. They said, I don't want to watch them become someone else's piece, I don't want to be the reason they learn to stop trusting love. And for the first time, they didn't sound confused, they sounded determined. Like someone who finally realizes that silence isn't protection, silence is surrender. And they are done surrendering. After the confession slipped out, after they admitted, they imagined a lifetime with you. The woman stayed quiet for a moment, studying their face. Then she asked softly, when did you realize all this, when did you understand you couldn't lose them? Your person went still, like a memory grabbed them by the throat, and they whispered, it was the day I saw their silence. Don't skip. What if I told you, that silence wasn't just quiet, it was a door slamming shut? The woman frowned, their silence, your person nodded slowly, yes. The day they stopped explaining, stopped questioning, stopped trying, stopped waiting. Their voice shook, when they finally stopped reaching out, something inside me shattered. Don't skip. Here's what shattered, and it's the part that still haunts them at night. The woman leaned in, what shattered, your person swallowed hard, the illusion that they would always be there. Their eyes went glassy, they were always the one who cared more, the one who stayed longer. And when they stopped, I realized, I pushed away the one heart, my soul wasn't built to lose. Listen to this next part, like it's a secret meant only for you. The woman whispered, so that silence changed everything, your person nodded, I kept telling myself, they'd come back, they'd check on me, because that's who they were. Then they looked up, voice breaking. But when the silence stayed, that's when I understood, how much I love them. Not the idea of them. And here's the feeling, they never admit out loud, unless it's ripping them apart. The woman asked, what did you feel in that moment? Your person answered with raw honesty, fear. They paused, not fear of losing them to someone else, fear that I finally taught them, they deserved better than me. Don't skip. Because that fear is the reason they've been stuck. If you could see what they do when they're alone, you'd understand everything. Your person confessed, I check my phone constantly, I replay old messages, I open our chat, just to see our history. Their voice dropped, not because I expect them to text, but because it's the only proof, I didn't imagine what we had. It's the only proof, I was loved for real. Now comes the moment, that sealed it, the one that made their chest tighten like a warning. Your person whispered, I saw their picture one day. Just a random picture, the woman asked, what did you see? Your person closed their eyes, I saw the smile, I thought would always be mine. Then they exhaled, like it hurt. That's when I knew, I don't want a life, where they're just a memory. Don't miss this, because this is where regret turns into a decision. Your person admitted, I realized, I never stopped choosing them. I just hoped, they would choose me again. And the woman sat back, finally understanding. Your person didn't wake up one day, and suddenly miss you. Life showed them, what losing you actually feels like. And it broke them open. And then the final truth came out, the one they were terrified to say, because it makes everything real. The woman asked, "What do you truly want with them now? Not what you regret, what do you want?" Your person didn't blink this time, "I want them back." Not a message, not a check-in, "I want them back, in my life, in my days, in my future." Here's the vow they made in their heart, when they thought no one could hear it. The woman pressed, "What if they don't trust you, what if the pain is still there?" Your person answered, steady and serious. "Then I'll earn it, I'll fight for it, I'll show them, I'm not the same person, who hurt them." Then they whispered, "I'd rather spend years fixing what I broke than spend one more day, pretending I don't love them." And here's the part, that will shake you the most, because it explains, why they've been quiet for so long. They're not just scared of rejection, they're scared of seeing you healed without them. They're scared that you became stronger, happier, more confident. And their absence became your peace. That's why they hesitate. Because if they come back, they want to come back as someone worthy. Not as the same wound. So if you're listening right now, hear me clearly. You don't have to run back, you don't have to chase. Let them come with effort, truth, and consistency. Let their actions prove what their mouth never protected. Because you're not asking for perfection, you're asking for respect, honesty, and a love that doesn't disappear when it gets hard. And before you scroll away, do one thing for yourself. Breathe, and pay attention to the signs around you. If this message is hitting your chest like a drum, drop a quick "I'm ready" in the comments. And please like this video, so more hearts who need this truth can find it. Subscribe too, because the next message is going to explain what happens when they finally reach out. And how you'll know it's real this time. Not just words. Your story isn't ending in loss, it's shifting into clarity, boundaries, and a love that finally shows up with actions. Keep your heart open, but keep your standards higher. Because the next move won't be yours alone. And you'll feel it before you see it. Stay alert, stay steady. But here's the line, they couldn't stop themselves from writing. "I thought I could live without you, but I was wrong." Their finger hovered over the screen, like it was holding a grenade made of truth. One tap could change everything, one tap could also bring back the pain they caused. And that's why they froze. Not because they don't want you, but because they finally understand what you meant when you said, "Love should feel safe." Now listen to what happened next, because this is where the message stopped being a draft and became a confession. They typed, "You were never just someone I talked to, you were the part of my life that felt like peace." Then they paused, stared at the words, and whispered your name under their breath. Like a prayer they didn't deserve to say anymore. The room around them felt too quiet, like the universe was waiting to see if they'd be brave for once. Here's what they added, when their guilt turned into honesty. "I'm not reaching out to pull you back into chaos. I'm reaching out, because I finally see the damage I did. They remembered your patience, your softness, the way you stayed, even when they didn't earn it. And it hit them, your silence wasn't weakness. It was you choosing yourself. That realization scared them, more than losing you ever did. And then came the sentence, that made their hands shake the most. If you've moved on, I will respect it. But I need you to know, I never stopped missing you. They stared at that line, and felt their chest tighten. Because it sounded like a goodbye, and a hello, at the same time. They didn't know if you'd respond, but they knew, they couldn't keep hiding behind pride. While your memory kept haunting their nights. Now pay attention, because the next part is the one they almost deleted again. They typed, "I'm sorry, I made you feel like you weren't enough." Then they stopped, tears gathering. Because they knew, you were never the problem. The problem was their fear, their immaturity, their inability to hold something real, without trying to run from it. And for the first time, they admitted the truth. You didn't lose them, they lost you. Here's the twist, that made them sit up straight. Another sign appeared, at the exact moment, they finished that apology. Their phone clock hit 11:11. A song you used to play together, started on shuffle. And they felt that same pressure, in their chest again. Like the universe saying, stop delaying, what you already know. They looked at the screen, and whispered, okay, I get it. It's time. And this is where their message turned into a promise, because they typed. I'm working on myself. Not for attention, not to impress you, but because I never want to be the reason you feel small again. They meant it, not in the dramatic way people say things when they're lonely. But in the quiet way someone says it, when they finally understand the cost of their own mistakes. Now here's what they're rehearsing to say, if you respond, and this part is heavy. I don't want to restart the past. I want to rebuild something new, slow, honest, and real. They're not asking you to forget. They're not asking you to pretend the pain didn't happen. They're asking for one thing, a chance to prove they can be safe now. Even if it takes time. And before they could hit send, they wrote the final line, that made them go completely still. If you ever let me back close, I won't treat you like an option again. I'll treat you like home. They stared at it for a long time, because they knew. Home isn't something you gamble with. Home is something you protect. And they're finally ready to protect you, the way they should have, from the beginning. So here's what you need to understand, my beloved child. This message is not coming from someone who's confused. It's coming from someone who's awakened, by your absence, by the signs, and by the fear of being too late. And if you've been feeling a strange shift in your spirit lately, that's because this story is moving toward a moment you can't ignore. Their fingers are still hovering over send. And what happens next will change both of your timelines. But here's the most important part, you are not required to run back. Just because they finally woke up. Your healing matters, your peace matters. And the universe is not sending this to test you. It's sending it to free you. Whether you choose to respond or not, you're stepping into a chapter where you no longer beg to be valued. If you feel in your gut that a conversation is coming soon, trust that feeling, but trust yourself even more. And if this message is hitting your heart right now, do one thing. Before you scroll away, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am not hard to love. If you want more of these revelations, tap like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because the next 72 hours may carry a sign that confirms everything. And when it happens, you'll know exactly why you were told to stay till the end. Suddenly your person didn't open your chat like someone being curious. They opened it like someone who was starving for one last piece of you. Their fingers moved on their own, scrolling up to older messages. The ones where you were still soft with them, still patient, still hopeful. And the moment they saw your old words, their throat tightened. Because they realized something. You weren't just texting back then, you were building a home for them, in your heart. And they didn't protect it. Don't skip. They stared at the screen, and whispered, how did I not see this, when I had it? Then something hit them, even harder than the photo. The date. Right there at the top of the chat, they noticed it, was the same date you once promised you'd always be there. The same week they disappeared. The same season you cried, and still showed love. And for a second, it didn't feel like a memory. It felt like the universe replaying their mistake. In high definition. Stay till the end, child. Their hands started shaking again, but this time it wasn't fear. It was regret that finally stopped hiding. And here's where the shift became undeniable, your person started typing without thinking. Not a long paragraph, not a dramatic apology. Just 3 words at first, simple and deadly honest. Hey, are you okay? They stared at it, they deleted it. Then typed again, I miss you. Deleted. Then I'm sorry. Deleted. It was like their heart kept trying to run toward you, and their guilt kept yanking them back. Don't skip. They whispered, why does every sentence feel too late? But the universe didn't let them escape again, because the next sign came through. Something they couldn't control. Their phone auto-played a voice note, your voice note. One they forgot, they still had saved. Your voice calm, caring, telling them it's okay, telling them you believe in them. And hearing that broke them. Stay till the end. Their eyes filled up, not because they wanted to cry, but because their chest couldn't hold the truth anymore. They murmured, they were so good to me, and I still hurt them. Then your person did the one thing they promised themselves they wouldn't do. They opened your last message, and read it, like it was scripture. Every line felt louder than before, every word felt like it had a weight they never understood, when they were still selfish. And right there in that silence, they admitted something out loud. For the first time. I didn't lose them to another person, I lost them to my own excuses. Don't skip. That confession changed everything, because once someone tells the truth out loud, running becomes impossible. And listen closely, child, because this is the moment their fear turned into a plan. They didn't just want to send a text anymore. They wanted to show up differently. They wanted to show you, they're not the same person who vanished. They opened their notes app and started writing what they would say if they got 1 minute with you in real life. Stay till the end. Not smooth words, real words. Words like, I'm not asking you to forget. I'm asking you to see who I am now. But here's the part that will shake you, your person didn't stop at writing. They practiced. They stood in front of a mirror, said your name softly, and tried to apologize, without blaming you, without making excuses. And every time they failed, they started again. Don't skip. Because that's what real regret looks like. Not drama, not promises, repetition, effort, humility. They whispered, if I talk to them, I can't manipulate this. I have to be real. Then they made a decision that scared them even more. Then sending the message. They chose a date. Not a random date, a meaningful one. A day that used to matter to both of you. They circled it in their mind, like a deadline. And said, on that day, I'll reach out. No more waiting, no more hiding. Stay till the end. Their heart was pounding, but they weren't backing out this time. Because the signs had become too loud to ignore. And right before they put their phone down, they opened your profile one last time. And saw something that made them freeze. Maybe it was a quote you posted, maybe it was your smile, looking stronger than before. Maybe it was the way you looked peaceful without them. Whatever it was, it hit their chest like a warning. You are healing, you are rising, you are learning your worth. Don't skip. They whispered, what if they're finally okay without me? And that's when their truth became crystal clear, they don't just miss you. They're afraid of the future, where they don't get to be part of your life at all. They sat there, with the draft still saved. The sign still echoing. And their heart finally said, what their ego avoided for too long. I'm going to reach out, even if it scares me. Even if they don't reply. Because they deserve to know, I never stopped choosing them. Stay till the end, child. Because part 15 reveals what happened the moment they finally decided to stop waiting. And the unexpected way, the universe pushed them toward you. Even faster than they planned. But here's what you don't know yet, when they finally chose that date. They didn't feel excited, they felt terrified. Not because they don't want you, but because they know, one message can reopen everything. They stared at the calendar, like it was a doorway to your heart. And for a second, they whispered, what if I'm too late? Then they shook their head, like they were fighting their own fear. And said, no, I can't let silence be my ending. Don't skip, child. Because this is where their courage starts growing faster than their guilt. And the craziest part is, they didn't just pick a day. They picked the exact hour. Late night. The time when the world gets quiet, and the heart gets honest. They told themselves, I want to reach them, when everything is still. When they're not surrounded by noise. When my words can land gently. And child, you need to understand, this isn't a casual message to them. This is their whole heart, walking back to the place it once ran from. Stay till the end. Because this next part is the moment their opening line was born. Because once they decided the time, they started rehearsing the first sentence, like it was a prayer. They typed it, erased it, typed it again. Then finally, they stopped trying to sound cool. Stopped trying to sound strong. Stopped trying to hide. And they wrote something simple, something real. Hey, I know this might be unexpected, but I've been carrying something in my heart, and I can't ignore it anymore. Don't skip, child. Because they chose those words on purpose. They want you to feel safe, not pressured. And here's the part that will hit you hard, your person is planning to take full responsibility this time. No excuses, no blaming timing, no acting like nothing happened. They actually whispered to themselves, I'm going to apologize, in a way they can finally believe. And then they wrote the next line, I'm sorry for the way I left things. You didn't deserve confusion, silence, or pain. Stay till the end. Because their next sentence is the one that exposes what they've been hiding for months. Because right after that apology, they wrote the truth they've avoided saying out loud. I miss you. Not in a temporary way, in a way that's been following me every day. And child, when they typed that, their hands shook. Their chest got tight. They stared at the screen, like the words were too real to exist. But they didn't delete them. They leaned back, breathed out, and whispered, this is the first time I've been honest in a long time. Don't skip. Because their honesty doesn't stop there. And the next line they plan to send isn't about getting you back. It's about honoring you. They wrote, I don't know what you feel anymore. And I'm not here to demand anything. I just want you to know, you mattered to me, more than I ever showed. That line came from the part of them that finally understands your value. The part that finally realizes, you were not replaceable. Stay till the end, child. Because this is where the universe gets involved again. Because while they were writing that message, something strange happened. Another sign. Their phone battery, which was low all night, suddenly jumped up a few %. Like it caught a charge out of nowhere. And they froze. They whispered, that's confirmation. Not because of the battery, but because it felt like the universe saying, send it, stop running. And child, the moment they felt that, they said something that will shake you. If they don't respond, I'll still be proud. I finally showed up. Don't skip. Because that's not ego, that's growth. And here's the final hook you need to hear, your person is done being the version of themselves that lost you. They're not planning to message you like someone who's testing the waters. They're planning to message you like someone who knows what they lost and refuses to repeat the same mistake. And before they saved the draft one last time, they added a closing line. That made their eyes fill up. If you ever let me back in, I'll spend every day proving, you were never a mistake to love. My beloved child, that's not a casual promise. That's a vow. So if your heart has been feeling heavy lately, if your intuition has been whispering, if you've been thinking of them out of nowhere, this is why. Their decision is already made, their message is already written. And the moment is already chosen. Stay till the end. Because the next part is where destiny completes the loop. When they finally press send. And the first sign you'll receive, shows up immediately after.